What has kept me here? Well, I have had here many interesting challenges. I started as a trainee. Somehow the first M&A transaction landed on my table, and then we had to Google what is the due diligence, and we had to borrow some templates in order how to build up the practice. I've had an opportunity to lead many practices actually, not only M&A and startup sector as I'm leading now. I've been involved with competition law, environmental law, real estate and construction law, and also I've spent some time in our Minsk office, helping to get it going in the earlier years of the Minsk office, and I was 10 years Estonian country managing partner of Sorainen, and also a few years of co-managing partner of the firm. So there have been constantly many challenges, to say a few, and that is the interesting part of the work. But leaving that aside, what really keeps, I assume everybody here, are the people, the team. Aku has given me a lot of inspiration throughout my career. Other partners, it's been a pleasure to work with them to try to figure out what's the best possible ways to implement our strategy and what is our strategy in the first place. Also other team members, those colleagues who are here now, and also many colleagues who are not here with the firm anymore, they keep inspiring me still. To be honest, I've always admired those people who have a very clear goals in their life. I have to say I'm ambitious and very goal-driven person, but to have a bigger goal in life, I've always struggled with that. When I started to study law, I didn't know if I liked the law. I just went to try it out. When I started at Sorainen, I didn't know if I liked to work as a lawyer in a law firm. I just said to myself, I tried out, and I started to like it. Of course, occasionally, and I think it's in everybody's career, there are occasions when you're looking for something different. Sorainen has offered me always to do something different if I wanted to. And that's the good part of it. There have been some low points, as in everybody's careers, but then you have to think of is there really a greener grass in the other in the other side. And for me, Sorainen is I feel like I have a big synergy with Sorainen, at least on my part, that Sorainen gives me still enough challenges. I always look for new ways to make things better. The last sector group that I chose as a to support is the startup sector group, and 5 years ago. And I feel like after 20 years to find something which is really interesting and keeps your eyes shining, I think this is a very incredible thing. And I'm sure there are new things coming up as well. So yeah, it's very difficult for me. Is a bigger goal or not? But I always find new interesting stuff to do here. So far, hopefully, also for next 25 years as well.
Yeah. I know that you are a board member of this Estonian National Orchestra, and you are helping in other fields as well, and making personal donations and so on. So I was thinking you are being modest about speaking only about lawyers' life. I know that.
Yeah. And we always involve as together with the firm, and we are now more focusing on ESG topics and to give back to the society. And being part of Sorainen team has always helped me to do that as well. There's too many projects to actually choose from. You have to just choose and focus on a few of them. And that's what my father has taught, that don't do everything, but choose what you do and complete what you started.
Okay, so you mentioned that at some point you have had some doubts and maybe thoughts about finding a greener grass somewhere else. So it's natural that everybody has these kind of thoughts now and then, especially during a very long career. For a lawyer, maybe a dream is to have their own law firm, like Prangli and Daughters or something like that. So have you ever had such a thought that maybe I should have my own law firm?
I never had a thought that I should have a different law firm. I feel Sorainen is my own law firm. So I'm not I don't have so big vanity to have my name everywhere. But we have built together the law firm with Agu, Kristiina, Karin, and other colleagues for more than 25 years already. I think it's fair to say that it's all ours. If I have to start something new on my own, I have to pretty much start from square A again, and I think that's something what I'm not looking for.
You are one of the go-to lawyers in M&A field in Estonia. Definitely, there is no doubt about that. So, what would you say are the most important qualities for a young lawyer to starting his or her career as M&A lawyer or any other lawyer? I think it's pretty much the same.
I think everybody should always keep searching. You should never lose an interest on finding something that you haven't found yet in anything you do. You should not look at definitely not your colleagues, but also other, let's say, other lawyers working in the same field in other law firms as a competitors. Of course, they are your competitors. You are competing for the same clients, for the same projects, but there is so much things that you can do still together, like in collaboration with each other. And we have in M&A and also in startup sector that we have managed to develop the whole practice and the whole sector together with other partners from lawyers from other law firms. When we are not afraid to share the projects, kind of how to lobby the laws, which makes the investment climate here easier, how to work out joint templates in order to make it easier for clients both of our clients to do the same transactions. So that keeps the investments here actually in our region. For me, it has always helped that I always try to see the bigger picture and try to somehow put in a head some system of it so that you understand and all the decisions you make, it somehow helps you to walk always to the same direction. But be curious. Try to collaborate rather than compete, and try to see a bigger picture.
Okay, sounds like a good plan to follow. So these are your success stories, but do you have embarrassing stories or something that you have done completely wrong, something you regret?
I think there has been definitely quite a few embarrassing stories, and I know some colleagues who know who remember more embarrassing stories about me than I remember myself. When I think about like in terms of early years when we developed Sorainen and I was already fully graduated and qualified as a lawyer, we were still all very young at that time. And it was very different business climate still, what it is now in the world. And I had classes at the time, not only to look older, but also that I needed classes at the time. But then I went to a meeting of a client, and there was 4 rather old business people and very experienced business people on one side of the table. And when I entered the room alone with my block of papers and not so kind of feeling not so certain and experienced as they are, all those 4 men, they just started to laugh. I was like, for me, it was so embarrassing because there was a sign that they are not taking you seriously. But then you just have to keep going and ask questions and do the best you can. And in the end, the same client is still with us. So maybe I did something right in that very kind of embarrassing start of the relationship.
Mm-hmm. So don't be disheartened about maybe initial some failures or something that doesn't go so well, but just follow your instinct and your strength and
keep
everything
calm.